So I guess we're gonna talk about this. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. Today we are going to be talking about the corruption bug that is sweeping through Sim's save files as well as EA's response to it. Now, this corruption bug has been in the game for quite a while at this point. My attention was recently brought to this bug about a month ago. I had actually made a whole video on it, but while I was editing it, I didn't really like the quality of the video, so I decided to scrap it for some weird reason. I thought EA would have probably solved this bug by now, but it doesn't seem like they're actually making any effort to fix it. So I decided to make the video now. There are more details that are coming out. The story just gets a whole lot darker on EA's side, and so I just kind of wanted to talk about it. So I was originally made aware of this corruption bug through a post on the EA forums. Now, for what I see, this post has been shut down, so people are no longer able to post on it. Because I already did a video going through this, I can insert some of the clips that I found from there, because the site does look different now. But this post is roughly, I would say, about 4 months old at the point where I'm recording this video. This post is titled "Save Game Corruption, Disappearing Lots, Error 800 or 801. So the different problems detailed with this corruption bug include default lots showing in surrounding worlds, houses or lots disappearing, error code 800 or 801, orange/green exclamation signs over lots, houses disappearing, corrupted lots, map doesn't update changes to lots, you can't change lot types, lots randomly revert back to the default, and llama pictures on lots. So those were some of the signs Simmers were getting once they had this corruption bug. A lot of people relate this corruption bug with For Rent, saying that this bug originated from the For Rent expansion pack. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. So something that's quite scary about this bug is that it can completely wipe out a save file, and it seems that it targets larger save files. So if you have many households, many lots, generational gameplay, a lot of people have those decade challenges, generational challenges, and apparently this bug is just wiping out everybody's save files. Some of the advice they gave to people to try and avoid this bug is to keep your save files at a lower size, which basically means you can't really play a save file for that long, so it doesn't really help to reduce the amount of objects on a lot. Just kind of like things along those lines to try and prevent you from getting this bug. But in reality, if you did get this corruption bug, there is nothing you can do to fix it. Even if you resort to an earlier save file, if the bug is already in that save file, even if you don't detect it, it's going to continue. And once it starts, there's nothing you can do to stop it other than to just start a new save file, which is absolutely heartbreaking. I've seen so many posts of people who say they've been working on their save file for literally months, some even years, and all of that hard work is just down the drain due to one singular bug. Now, like I mentioned, this bug is very much tied to the For Rent expansion pack. When the expansion pack was released, it was riddled with bugs. I think it has one of the lowest rating on some gaming platforms, purely because the amount of bugs that were introduced once you bought the expansion pack. So people are just not happy with the pack in general. Now that this corruption bug is in relation to it, people are even more upset. Something that I found quite interesting is that while looking into this corruption bug, I actually found a post from 10 years ago from the exact same creator on the EA forums, basically talking about the exact same corruption bug. Now, this post was archived, so it was a little bit more tricky to find, but basically the heading says archived, houses/lost disappear /error 800/801. Updates, also a few similar issues/threads that I believe are on the same issue but slightly different in how they manifest themselves. Some of the signs include default lots showing in surrounding worlds, orange/green exclamation signs over lots, houses disappearing, corrupted lots, map doesn't update changes to lots, can't change lot types, lots randomly divert back to default, llama pictures on lots, error 800/801. So for what I could tell, this is basically the exact same information, just years apart, which is very interesting considering at the time this original post was made, For Rent wasn't even close to being released. This would have been around 2014/2015, which is right when The Sims 4 was originally released. So it's so interesting to see that somehow EA seemed to have fixed this bug, and now 10 years later the bug seems to be back in the community, just destroying people's save files. Now, considering that this bug has been an issue in the past, I don't really understand why it's taken the Sims team so long to try and fix it. As of now, when I'm recording this, they still haven't seemed to have fixed it. I'm not a programmer. I remember my father used to say, once you fix one line of coding, 8 different lines break afterwards. So I don't really know anything about bug fixes. I don't know anything about game development. So even though something might seem easy to me, I'm pretty sure it's a lot more difficult behind the scenes. But something that is really shocking is that For Rent has been out for over a year at this point, and apparently the expansion pack is still riddled with bugs, including this game-breaking corruption bug. Now, For Rent was the 15th expansion pack released by The Sims 4. It came out in December of 2023, so like I said, over a year ago at this point. And since the For Rent expansion pack was released, EA has released 20 additional DLCs to The Sims 4 game, which is absolutely crazy. In the time of just 15 months, they've managed to release an additional 20 DLCs. That is absolutely insane. Now, the recent expansion pack that has been released is Businesses and Hobbies. A lot of people have been talking about it, and something that I found quite interesting while being in the live chat, waiting for the release trailer and also just waiting for the gameplay trailer, I saw quite a lot of comments, obviously supporting EA, supporting the pack, and just being positive overall. But I also saw multiple comments, including on EA posts, saying that they are not willing to get the new Business and Hobbies pack or any other pack until the corruption bug is fixed, which I completely understand. There's no point in buying more packs and making your game sizes even bigger if you're just going to lose all of that gameplay anyway. I have save files that I haven't opened in a good 8 years, but if I were to lose those save files to something like a corruption bug, I would be absolutely heartbroken. Even though I haven't played it for 8 years, I have really good memories with those households. I built them up from scratch. And if I were to lose that save file, I would be absolutely heartbroken. So I can't imagine people who have spent way more time on their save files, building everything to their exact standards, whether that's remodeling neighborhoods or just doing generational gameplay or even both. I can't imagine how heartbreaking it is to lose all of those save files, and I completely understand not wanting to buy more content. With multiple people talking about this corruption bug, surprisingly, EA actually released a statement concerning the corruption bug issue. I think this was maybe a week after I originally filmed my video, so this would have been 2 or 3 months since the EA forums post that I read out to you, and this statement read: "We are aware of issues impacting For Rent and save files and are investigating this further. Please continue to share details through the EA forums thread and upload any impacted save files to assist our investigation, along with a link to where you can upload your save files." Now, for many people, this was a good sign, kind of showing you that EA is aware of this corruption bug and they are actively working on fixing it. So naturally, this post got a lot of praise. The timing of this post seemed to be very interesting though. The statement came out on the 20th of February 2025, which was roughly 2 weeks before the launch of the new Business and Hobbies expansion pack and after the original gameplay trailer dropped. Now, I will say EA is a company and a large one of that. They are not dumb. Them releasing the statement didn't just come out of the blue. It's not like they've been working on this bug and they just decided to release an update. There is a reason why they released this statement right before the new expansion pack dropped, and that's because so many people were talking about not even being willing to buy the pack unless this bug was fixed. And so if the Sims team were to drop an update saying that they are aware of the bug and they are working on the bug, a lot more people will be more receptive to the new packs. It's a business move. Whether you think it's shady or not, that's a completely different story, but like I said, they're a business. They knew what they were doing, releasing that statement right before the release of the pack. Now, with the release of Business and Hobbies, a lot of people were quite concerned with the state of their save files. If they haven't already run into the corruption bug, people thought that the Businesses and Hobbies pack would make it even more likely, seeing as they seem to have reused some of the mechanics from the For Rent expansion pack, meaning that there might be a high chance that people would be infected by the bug if they didn't even own For Rent and they just got Business and Hobbies. So people were quite concerned over this. The Businesses and Hobbies expansion pack was released on the 6th of March, and as of when I'm filming this video, it is the 25th of March. So almost 20 days after the release of the new expansion pack, and roughly a little bit over a month since the EA team had released a statement, and I have not seen any update from EA talking about the corruption bug. Now, why am I bringing this up again? This corruption bug has been running rampant for quite a while now, and so what is the reason people are starting to speak out about it? Well, the Sims team, they messed up. Pretty hardcore, they messed up. The Sims team has recently released a promotional post basically promoting their spring sale. This post says, "Spring has sprung with the Sims 4 spring sale. See packs like For Rent, Love Struck, Life and Death, and more on sale today," as well as a link for where you can buy these expansion packs. Now, the reason why the Sims community is outraged, and rightfully so, I would say, is that literally a month ago, the Sims team acknowledged the fact that they knew about the corruption bug that is destroying people's save files, and they claimed to be working on a solution. Now, here they are promoting the For Rent expansion pack, full well knowing that not only is it still riddled with bugs, but that if you get this pack, it's possible to just completely lose all your save files. Now, this is a promotional post, so they're not going to include in brackets next to For Rent, by the way, if you buy this pack, you might destroy your save files. So I can understand why doing that, but adding For Rent in this promotional post was just a huge no-no to the community. There are so many Simmers out there that don't really watch videos talking about the Sims, but they follow the Sims themselves. And so if they didn't know about the corruption bug and they were to see this post, seeing that the pack is on sale, they might just buy the pack not knowing the dangers that might come with it. Personally, I think this decision is disgusting. Not only are you putting the pack on sale knowing that it can wipe out a Simmer's save file, but you're also promoting it in one of your posts. I think this was a huge mistake on the Sims part. I've seen other people talk out about it, and I would love to say that I hope to see a statement released by the Sims team apologizing, but if they were to release a statement, it's kind of acknowledging the fact that they don't actually care about the Simmers, because that's the message that I'm getting. I talk a lot about EA being very money hungry, and I think something like this just really seals the deal with this, where they would rather just sell a subpar product that can actually bug out your entire game and get a little bit of money from it rather than to actually spend time fixing the game. I've seen a lot of people say that they would rather have a pause to all the new expansion packs and just have the Sims team work on fixing previous packs. There are packs that were literally released like 8-7 years ago that apparently still contain bugs to this day, and apparently there's just no update whether they're going to fix it or not. Another bug that I do want to talk about, and I'll keep this brief because it actually doesn't have anything to do with the corruption that's been running rampant. There is a bug where it is raining or snowing indoors of your Sims houses, and the reason why I'm talking about this is that I've seen people report this bug on so many posts. Apparently the link that was specifically set for the corruption bug, a lot of people are reporting the weather bug through that link, and I think a reason why I feel so close to this bug is that I actually encountered this bug. I was either doing the time traveling event or I was trying to get burgled. I can't remember what happened, but I was so confused because it kept like raining in the house, but I had a ceiling, and then I found out that this is actually a common bug that is still occurring, and apparently it's been occurring for a while. I hadn't played The Sims for a while, but apparently that had been happening for a really long time, and the Sims team still hasn't acknowledged it. Personally, I don't think that's a bug that's going to be fixed anytime soon, as well as this corruption bug. I am really genuinely hoping they are working to fix this bug because it is absolutely heartbreaking, and for what I can tell, if you have been affected and lost your save file due to this bug, you can't get that save file back. It's just gone. And so even if the Sims team comes out with a patch that fixes the bug, it still means a lot of Simmers have been affected by this bug, and my heart goes out to everybody. I know there are some people that say it's not a big deal, it's just a video game, but I know that to some people this could be absolutely devastating. The Sims is one of those games where you can play casually, but sometimes people will play it to kind of cope in their everyday lives, to take off some stress, to build the world they wanted, and to have that ripped away from you. Some people won't see it as important, but I can understand how that can be really heartbreaking. There are save files if I lost, I would be absolutely crushed. So my heart really goes out to everybody who lost save files. I hope there's a patch soon that fixes this corruption bug. Somehow I don't think it is. Honestly, in my opinion, and there's nothing to confirm this, but this is just something I feel in my heart and soul, I honestly think that the Sims team only released that statement saying that they are working on a patch to fix the bug because they wanted more people to buy businesses and hobbies. I don't know. I really genuinely hope that I'm wrong, but I'm at the stage where I just don't feel like EA or the Sims team care that much about the Sims themselves. They just kind of care about making a big buck. And I understand that it's the company, not necessarily the developers, but when you talk about EA or the Sims team, that includes the developers. I don't think it's right to attack any developers, to go on their personal social medias to report things or to attack them. Anything to do with the game needs to go directly to the game's social medias, but I do think it's fair to call out the people working at EA because at the end of the day they're receiving a paycheck while we're receiving a broken game. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. I really hope this corruption bug gets fixed because it's just absolutely awful, everything that's going on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so that you're notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!